The New World Order Bishop Grady, let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report, man. Back like I never left, man. I apologize for that hiatus, because I had to get to another bag real quick. But, we back in this bitch, man, and shit been cooking up, especially with this coronavirus since I've been gone. So I apologize for not keeping y'all informed in the day-to-day. But over in Italy, you actually have at least 366 cases that have arisen. You have schools being closed nationwide. And out of those 366, a third of the cases have actually happened within the past day. So it's picking up on that front. You also had the Pope, who actually gave his sermon through the web, actually, because of somebody catching the coronavirus in the Vatican. So that's happening over there. I'm gonna get to the U.S. in a second, but over in Saudi Arabia, you got the east side of the country that's on lockdown. The whole country nationwide has schools shut down. Iran got 49 new cases with a total of the death toll just under 200. And in Guangzhou, China, they actually had a coronavirus quarantine center that actually collapsed, killing 10 people. Nobody knows why it collapsed, but in general, worldwide, you have about 106,000 cases and death toll of 3,600. Green Warren graduate. The New World Order Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report, man. Make sure y'all sign my petition, y'all. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. ChangeOut.org, link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or go to my Instagram account, GradyGrant716. You'll find the link in the bio. Lays out exactly why you should be removed from the platform, from violating Twitter policies to spreading all this fucking misinfo to putting us and U.S. troops in danger, man. The shit has got to come to an end. What are we doing? Altering the stock market? It's all there, man. Make sure you check it out. And don't at me until you read it. You dig? Now check this out though. This coronavirus thing, as I've been telling y'all, is very serious. You have about 500 cases in the U.S. that has people actually very critical of the Trump administration and their reaction to it, and the lack of tests that are available, and just the lack of seriousness that they're treating this pandemic with. 500 cases, 22 deaths, 19 of which have been linked to the Life Center at Kirkland in Washington, which is considered ground zero of the outbreak on the West Coast. You're talking about a place where 90 out of 180 of the employees have said to have coronavirus symptoms. So this shit is real in Oregon, Washington, Maryland, California, and New York have all issued state of emergencies in dealing with the virus. Governor Cuomo in New York basically slammed the CDC for not reacting to it quick enough and allowing them to have their private lab testing of the coronavirus or whatever. And you have shit is getting real. Green Warren graduate. Well, though the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. So I guess with there have been reported 100 cases of the coronavirus in New York as of Sunday. I guess that prompted, that on top of another issue, and prompted Columbia University in New York to actually cancel classes today after a member of its community was said to have encountered the coronavirus. Also at the University of Washington and another Washington state schools, they canceled in-person classes and shifted to doing online classes, as well as Stanford University in Cali. They actually did the same thing. And then you have Rice University in Texas that actually canceled in-person classes. So people are trying to take the proper precaution, man. Keep in mind that you actually have the APAC, the CPAC conference, the Conservative Political Action Conference that took place some weeks ago, that actually it was found that someone who had attended had actually had the coronavirus, and it forced Congress members Ted Cruz and Paul Gaussman to actually self-quarantine since they had actually interacted with the individual. And then you had the APEC, the Israeli joint, that actually had, we're talking 18,000 people that attended this conference or whatever. 3 people were found to have had the coronavirus there. And this is a place where Mike Pence and Mike Pompeo were the guest speakers, them being the Vice President and the Secretary of State. So shit is real. Green Warren graduate. The New World Order Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. So again, with the coronavirus, this shit is real. It's causing people to actually complain about their employers, like low and minimum wage workers, talking about how they're being forced to work even if they're still sick, which goes directly against the Center for Disease Control guidelines on handling this coronavirus. Just this past Friday in New York City, you had a bunch of workers, all of the workers actually walked out of a Chipotle in New York City, basically in protest, saying that the working conditions are actually putting the workers and the actual customers at risk of contracting this disease. You also have the Shutdown Northwest Detention Center Coalition in Washington State. They've been protesting, calling for more care to be taken at the immigration jail up there. And then, Trump, while he was touring the CDC, he was actually asked by a reporter on whether they were going to allow the passengers of the Grand Princess cruise ship to disembark, which is actually set to disembark today in Oakland. Now, keep in mind, this is a ship that has 3,600 people on it, and of the 3,600, 21 people were found to have the coronavirus, but only 46 people were tested. So what the fuck are we doing here? Green Wall and graduation, man. For the other new world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So markets around the world continue to plunge, a lot of which are reacting to the coronavirus outbreak. But also, aside from the pandemic, this plunge was actually compounded by a broken alliance between Russia and OPEC. And this actually caused the worst decline in the worst one-day decline in crude oil prices in nearly 30 years. So shit is real. We're gonna see the effects of it in more ways than most people can predict. Green Wall and graduation. In the world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. Now, I know y'all been paying attention to these Democratic presidential primaries. A lot of people have actually dropped out, but right now we have the last two standing with Bernie Sanders as well as Joe Biden. Now, they actually said they're having a debate on this Sunday in Phoenix, Arizona, ahead of that state's primaries on Tuesday. I just wanted to bring up, they got landed some pretty big endorsements, which I think are very telling. You have a former presidential candidate or runner, Senator Cory Booker, who actually endorsed Joe Biden, as well as Kamala Harris endorsed Joe Biden. But you also have former presidential candidate back in the late 80s, Jesse Jackson. Reverend Jesse Jackson actually endorsed Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders endorsed him back then. And, that's, I think, pretty telling. Sanders actually said he was motivated by Jesse Jackson's Rainbow Coalition. So I thought that was very interesting. Green Wall and graduation. So the new world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report, man. Make sure you check out my mixtape, that fire ass shit, man. @still_I grind. It's not on that piss. It's not on mixtapes.com or none of that shit. It's on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Only Instagram mixtape ever done live. You know what I'm saying? All freestyles from the brain. You feel me? And I'm about to start adding more content on there or whatever. So make sure you follow that. And definitely check out the merch too that you can find at blackfoxnews.com/shop. You know what I'm saying? You can get like this too. Stop the KKK. The Kings Killer Kings, man. We all we got. Recognize. Now check this out though. The New York Times actually released a report that shows a groundbreaking, explosive connection there existing between the founder of the mercenary firm known as Blackwater. His name is Eric Prince. He's also the brother of the Education Secretary Betsy DeVos. Finds a connection between this man and Project Veritas. It's actually a right-wing group that's actually known for basically leading these like covert sting operations, trying to get people like to through secret video to like trip themselves up. They recently had a video that went viral regarding a member of one of the Bernie Sanders campaigns saying that it's use gulags on like the Trump people when Bernie gets in. They right when they try to run with that or whatever. Also they had something on Planned Parenthood member not too long ago. So they known for doing stuff like that. But what now it's found is that Eric Prince has actually been recruiting spies and helping them and trying to get them to infiltrate like the American Teachers Federation as well as the Democratic campaigns. One Democratic campaign actually happened in 2018 for former CIA officer Abigail Spanberger. And when they found out who that person was, that person got fired. And then the other situation was in 2017 in the Michigan office for the American Teachers Federation. So, they up to some covert shit. Green Wall and graduation. The new world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So in Lesbos, Greece, you actually had a center for a Swiss-run center for asylum seekers that actually had burnt to the ground, as Turkey had actually said that they are no longer going to stop asylum seekers from crossing its border with Greece. So you had Greek authorities that, so there's a lot of tension over there. Greek authorities have been meeting asylum seekers and refugees at the border, hitting them with tear gas and water cannons and all of that. So shit is getting crazy over there. Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said that he's calling for help with the millions of people that are seeking refuge after their war in Syria.